Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you who have joined us for live session today. I would like to start by introducing myself. My name is Vrishti Shah, and I am the host for today's live session on 15 reasons to live life. I'm currently pursuing my master's in clinical psychology, and I have completed my 30 hours training in RECBT, that is Rational Emotive and Cognitive Behavioral Therapy, from Atha Center of Psychotherapy and Training. Before we begin today's live session, I would like to introduce Atha and our speaker for today. Atha Center for Psychotherapy and Training is a specialized training and consultancy center addressing to the mental health and well-being. This center is based in Thane, and the director of our center and the speaker for today is Miss Asira Chirmule. She is a certified therapy She's a certified trainer for the RECBT, that is Rational Emotive Behavior Therapy, from Alice Institute, New York. She offers scientific therapy sessions for managing various emotional difficulties like anxiety, depression, anger, etc. Also, she has conducted more than 150 workshops and training programs for mental health professionals, psychiatrists, social workers, as well as students and general public. So under her mentorship, we have all come together for our community mental well-being project called Journey Within, wherein we are introducing a pocket-friendly webinars which aim to enhance and spread awareness about mental well-being for the community. Welcome, Asira ma'am.
It's
So,
great. It's great to have you, Vrishti, and I am very happy to have all our viewers today to join us for the session.
Yeah. So, as we are here today on the World Suicide Prevention Day, the fact that this day exists states that suicide is preventable. And so, here we are today to talk about it and address the topic and to understand that a person can actually get a professional help while they are going through any of such situations. Please remember that this is a preventive based and awareness based live session today. So I would like to now start that, most people who consider suicide don't really want to die. In fact, they feel helpless, hopeless, worthless, and often they feel that, they do not have the capacity or they do not know how to solve the problem, and that others also cannot understand what they are going through. And which is why they see the only way out for their suffering. In fact, we should help them because it is actually a cry for help and they actually want to seek help. Now, as we all know that suicide is an act of intentionally causing one's own death, going into the statistics, about 8 lakh people die by suicide worldwide, out of which 1 lakh 35,000 are residents of India. Suicide is the second leading cause between the age group of 15 to 29 years old. And also, it is seen that, male are more vulnerable to suicide as compared to female. Also, I would like to mention that currently, as some group of researchers has had conducted this research, it was found that cause for over 300 non-coronavirus deaths reported in India due to the distress by the worldwide lockdown. So I feel in this difficult times, it is very important and it is the need of the hour to spread the right awareness. Now, here it is important to know that while no one can predict suicide, there are risk factors that eventually increase the risk of someone being a victim to suicide. So, here some of the risk factors include prior suicidal attempts, mental disorders like depression, bipolar, substance use, lack of emotional regulation, family disputes, lack of problem solving skills, hostility, etc. As well as sometimes suicide are impulsive acts which are caused due to situational stress, recent loss, relationship problems like breakups, death of a loved one, bullying, etc. Now your situational stress may include, the loss of the job that many people are facing right now. Now let us understand that how we can help people, or how we can talk to people who are emotionally disturbed. First of all, let us understand that this is not therapy that we are going to provide to them. In fact, it is the support system that we will provide and guide them through. So,
I
the
think
very
that's Yeah, I think Rushti, this point that you made just now, that it's not like a therapy, but we are trying to provide close friends and family members can provide support. I think this is very, very important for all our viewers to know. And I think, you have put across very specifically also the risk factors around suicidality, right? And so that's also great. So two things, at least, we can definitely tell our viewers today that we started with understanding the risk factors, and now Vrishti is going to address how you can actually help family members, how family members, close friends can help someone who is really feeling very depressed and is very emotionally stressed.
Yeah. So I would like to start with the very first skill that I would like to mention is active listening. So it is the key to communicate with people who are emotionally disturbed. So, one should not just listen to reply. Instead, they should get in touch with the, someone's inner frame and give them time to express. Often it happens, that we are just listening to them, and we just want to get ourselves into advising them as soon as possible. But it is really important for them to express whatever they are feeling at that particular time. So, when we talk about listening, it is important that we listen to people non judgmentally and acknowledge their feelings, which means that not just saying that, it is just a phase, it will go away, etc. Instead, we can use statements like, do you want to tell me more about it? Go on, I'm here to listen, etc. Now, coming to the second technique that we can use is reflection. So, what happens is, to reflect back means whenever they are telling you, that whatever they are telling you, you can understand in better way. So, for example, when you say that, I hear you are saying that you are really disturbed these days, I want to be sure that I'm understanding the right thing at whatever you are trying to say. This will help the person to be, to feel understood,
Right.
as well as we can clarify if we are understanding something wrong. Now, coming to the next skill, which is very important, is providing empathy to them. And over here, it means that we need to validate their feelings and make them feel supported. So, for example, here some of the statements that can be used are, I can only imagine how distressed or disturbed or painful it might be to be in a such situation. Also, it will help them, and we will, by taking this step, we will allow them to express, and we will allow vulnerability. Now, once we do that, it is also important, to note down some authentic strengths and positive points of that person. So we can tell them the statements like, I have seen you enduring through difficult situations. You have handled a lot in past. And maybe you might not be able to think that, you can pass through this situation. But as you have already passed through it, I am here. I completely support you. Also, now what happens is sometimes we just say that we are here for you. If you need anything, you can just tell me. But it is important to explore through the actions which can actually be done for them. So for example, you can ask them, what do you feel you need right now? Also, what might make this better? In this, we can actually focus on some of the actions. Now, the actions can be, concrete plans. So, for example, right now in the lockdown situation, as we cannot step out of the house, we can actually try and, ask the person, do you want to have a, quick call, video call, or maybe want to see some movies online, etc. Now, over here, this might also include, discussing with their family members, and also, searching for treatment options that are available for them. This will make them feel that, yeah, you are actually there and you are getting into some actionable actions. Now, once you do that, it can actually lead you to making a plan to meet the needs, which include general comfort, and
Hmm.
also you can, book an appointment with a professional and affirm safety and other safe options, like actually telling them and assuring to them that you are not alone, we are together in this. Now, as we have known some of the techniques that we can use in our day to day life to, talk to people who are emotionally distressed, at this time it is very important to know that, if you are going through something like this, it is really brave to ask for help, and suicide is preventable and you are not alone in this. And also, I would like to take this opportunity and tell you that if you are a helper in such a scenario, know your limits and ask them to go to professionals when needed. So with this, I would now like Asira ma'am to continue.
Yes, and thank you, Vrishti. I think you really have explained some specific concrete techniques which our viewers definitely can use to provide support and facilitative environment, right? You gave them very specific techniques like validation, acknowledging their feelings and not judging their feelings. You also talked about empathy. You also talked about the importance of active listening to their worries, to their anxiety provoking thoughts. So validation, empathy, active listening, reflecting back to them, actually listening to them, and telling them that I am going to be with you, I'll try my best to help you, and not just say these words but also try to use certain action oriented strategies. So that's excellent presentation, Rushti, from your side. In such a few minutes you try to give our viewers some tools here. Definitely this workshop or this discussion is not a workshop, so we may not be able to give them very detailed tools, but we will surely try to have one of the webinars on this. What say, Vrishti? I think that would make
Yes
sense,
ma'am,
right?
yeah, it would make sense.
Yes. And two things which I understood from Vrishti's discussion with us. She said that suicides are preventable, and that's why we all are here today. World Suicide Prevention Day, 10th of September. And we are also discussing the importance of family and friends to provide support, but you cannot become their therapist. So it's very, very important when we are handling suicidality. It's a very, very sensitive concern. It needs systematic addressal. So I would like to mention at the start of this discussion today that if you are going through disturbed emotions in your life and if you are not able to handle them, if these disturbed emotions like depression, loneliness, anxiety, if they are not helping you to lead a productive life, to manage your work life or your relationships, it is very necessary to seek professional help in the form of a psychiatrist, where a psychiatrist will help you, guide you with the medication, and psychotherapist. A psychotherapist is going to help you to address your emotions and unhelpful thoughts. So we have very, very important scientific therapies, cognitive behavior therapy, which is CBT, developed by Dr. Aaron Beck, and we have rational emotive behavior therapy, developed by Dr. Albert Ellis. These two therapies are very scientific and systematic. They'll help you to address your concerns professionally. So, this discussion that we have today, Vrishti, this topic that we have chosen, 15 reasons to live life, this topic is not a treatment model. It is definitely not that. So please, I'm making it very clear. The objective of choosing this topic is to create a prevention focused discussion. The theme for mental health, for suicide is prevention. Today's day is World Suicide Prevention Day. So the theme is prevention oriented, it's awareness focused. So please try to take insights from this discussion according to the preventive model and not treatment model, right? So with this, I would like to begin my session today on 15 reasons to live life. Before that, I would like to highlight some important factors here. As we have been mentioning, suicides are preventable. I would like to tell you all that if we are able to prevent suicides, we can really we can rebuild a dynamic society which is focused on mental wellness. We will reinforce mental health and mental wellness. So it is our responsibility to spread awareness about mental health, to also have discussions about mental health on such forums, and build a community which focuses on mental wellness. So today, with when we are discussing this, if you guys have any questions for us, if you have any concerns, you can definitely share on the chat here. We can see your live comments, and I'll be more than happy if we have like a discussion here, right? One more important factor I would like to highlight here. It is not just the responsibility of community to prevent suicide, to prevent suicides, but also of colleges, schools, of local health, members, of other care providers. Of it's the responsibility which is upon all of us. So it's very, very necessary to empower our community today. And that's why we chose this opportunity. And we have devised our webinars, which are community based webinars called as Journey Within. We all have to maybe probably try to work on self first. And I know it's very hard from my own experience. It's not very easy to work on yourself. We are all trying there, but I think that's the way to go about dealing with life struggles, right? So, with this, the session will be on 15 reasons to live life. Rushti, I would like to ask you something. We haven't prepared this like, but what do you mean by life?
Okay, so for me, life is, about, getting peace from what you are actually doing. And that
Right.
should actually matter. Like it can be anything, anything that might depend from person to person. So I think, yeah, one thing I feel life is about peace and actually getting something out of what you're doing.
Great. So, according to you, life is about peace, about maybe attaining peace and getting something from what you're doing. That's excellent. It's a very insightful way of putting forth your viewpoint. Vrushti, when we are talking about 15 reasons to live life, it is first very important for us to understand what is this life. And it's very important for all of us to think for our own selves here. So I would want all our viewers, probably, you guys are listening, what is life according to you? You tell me, what is life according to you? What do you mean by your own life? For me, I really thought today that I've never thought so deeply about what is life, but something that came to my mind, I would like to share with all of you. What I thought life is. Life is not, your life is not about a specific person. It is not about a specific goal, a specific relationship, a specific ambition, a specific, dream. Life is a series of experiences which we have to endure and make them our very own. This is what I thought. That it's life is a series of experiences that we all have to go through, some pleasant, some unpleasant, some really big adversities which like come in uninvited in your life, and we have to endure them. Means what? We have to bear them. We have to really experience them in order to make them our very own, and then the story that you tell others will definitely be your own story, right? And that's what we are going to look at today. 15 reasons to live life. And let me tell you, I'm sharing this something which is my viewpoint. You guys may agree, may not agree. There is definitely a space here to not agree with my points. That's absolutely fine. I think that's the way I'll learn, probably. Anjali has a question for me. Can you speak about dealing with feeling of hopelessness? Definitely, Anjali. I think I will speak on this probably maybe right now, because today's topic is more about prevention, right? Hopelessness is more about dealing with the main symptoms of suicidality or thought processes in suicidality. To deal with hopelessness, firstly, is I would also like to understand what are the feelings beneath hopelessness. There could be depression, there could be anxiety, there could be fear of uncertainty, there could be so many. So I'll first explore the feelings beneath hopelessness. If I think that it is very this hopelessness is what coming in the way of achievement of that individual's goals, personal and social and maybe work related, this person needs to address it professionally using a psychiatrist's help and definitely a psychotherapist's help too, right? But how to actually address hopelessness, I think that would be very very detailed discussion here. I may not be able to address it very systematically due to the prevention based topic right now. Yes, Sheetal is saying something. While performing roles, we forget to live for self. Drishti, I think we would agree to this, right? What do you think
Yes,
about what she says?
yes, ma'am. I would 100% agree to that.
Yes. And that's why let's look at what are these 15 reasons to live life. And you know what? I think if we have these discussions in school, maybe with our friends, maybe with our family members, that what's pushing us to live, even in adversities, don't you think, guys, that we all have gone through so many difficult times in our life? But yet we are trying to push ourselves, trying to be inspired. And what are the reasons for it? So, some of the reasons today that I'm going to share, these 15 reasons, these are my perception. I would like to hear your perception too. So, I would like to ask this first question to all our viewers today, that what's your reason to live your life? Prishti, what's your reason to live your life amidst this adversities, these unfortunate events?
Okay, so yeah, I think my reason of living is to be able to help people whenever they need, as well as putting my needs forward whenever it is required.
Right. So, you are saying that putting your needs forward whenever required and also helping people when they need. That's your reason to live life. And are these two reasons, do these two reasons push you to survive the most difficult times of your life?
I think yes, most of the times, yes.
Great. So the way Vrishti answered, I think I would love you guys to answer here that what pushes you, what inspires you to live your life amid, you know, in between these difficult times that we are in today. Gayatri has shared something.
Yeah, she's saying reason to live life, to serve and help people.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And, that is something that we are going to talk about today. That's great. So, you know what? I came up with an acronym again for all of you. 15 reasons to live life. Let's sum it up in one acronym. You know what that is? The acronym is life is calling you. I've tried to, put it up in this that life is calling you. These are my 15 reasons to live this life. Life is calling you. Saiji is saying purpose of human life, karma theory, self awareness, self development, most challenging and interesting to live this life. Wow, that's so, thought provoking.
Yeah.
Anuradha is saying something.
Yeah, she has written to spread love and happiness for self and others.
Spreading love and happiness. And you're so true, all of you. This acronym just talks about what you're saying right now. Life is calling you. So let's look at the first L here. The L here stands for Live to learn and learn to live. That's what the L stands here for. Live to learn. We all are living this life for what? According to me, what I think is because we want to learn something. Constantly we are learning from each other. Just look at this session right now. So many people I know, so many people, Rushti, we don't even know here, right? But we are still learning from each other. That is so phenomenal, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So we are all living to learn something, and in that we are all learning to live. Look at the beauty of this. So the first reason here to live life is live to learn, learn to live. Swati Bapat, she says existence, consciousness, and bliss. My God, this is amazing. In 3 words, she's trying to sum up. Great. Rajiv ji has something to share.
Yeah, so he says fulfill dreams for self and family dreams.
That's great. So, self and family. Wow.
Yeah,
So,
there's,
huh?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
the first L is live to learn and learn to live. And there's one important quote that I came across here, that a learning curve is essential for growth. Any growth you want from your life, we need to have constant learning. Learn as if you were to live forever. We have to keep on learning something from each other. And we are learning, maybe academically, we are learning something, maybe we are getting some degrees, maybe we are learning how to live, maybe we are learning how to forgive, maybe we are learning how to be hopeful, maybe we are learning how to stand or how to bear hardest storms. We all are learning this. That's what my first reason is. Learn to live and live to learn. Does that sound sensible to you, Vrishti?
Yes, ma'am. It is quite sensible actually. And also, Sheetal ji has commented that, live to learn and learn to live is really excellent.
Thank you. Akshita also has something for us, Vrishti, that to be committed to all dreams, to learn new things, and to give back to society. She just said this. Like you are reading my mind, Akshita. I think we are both really on the same page. So the first L is this. Now let's look at the second I. The I stands here. You know what the I stands here for is involve yourself in relationships. Our life is defined by people whom we associate with, by relationships that we invest in. And this relationship is not just romantic relationships, but also friendships. More than friendships, here I'm talking about social relationships. And when I talk about social relationships, I'm looking at, it might be personal, it might be social, it might be work related, it might be, just movie friends. We have different kinds of relationships here. And also relationship with your own self. So the I here stands for involve yourself in relationship. And when I'm using the word involve, I was just thinking, what does this word involve mean? According to me, involve means to be available for people, to be available for someone, right? To have that kind of willingness to know each other. And Vrishti, so many times I think this today because of the social media and so many other, fast growing things that, it's like we are getting into some different kind of a social situation where we are lacking this willingness to know each other. What do you think about this?
Yes, ma'am. I think, yes, I agree to that to some point. Yeah.
To some point, maybe I'm not saying that we are going away from each other, but somewhere this willingness to actually be there for each other, to know each other in ways which are very, very meaningful, like deep friendships, if we go to say, I think are very rare maybe nowadays. I don't know. I'm just thinking aloud.
Yeah, yeah. It's rare, no doubt it's rare.
Right. So involve in relationship means what? The word involve means to be available and to have this willingness to know each other deeply, to actually know the individual and not just the superficial cover of that individual. I think these are the two most prominent reasons. First is learn to live and live to learn. Second I is involve yourself in relationships. The third is F, which is, and I heard so many people saying this. Will one reason for us to live is also we live for family and friends. So the F here is for family and friends. This is for them. So many of the times our motivators or motivational factors are our family members, and extended family is your friend circle. And what is family according to you? Family for me is faith beneath my wings, maybe. Right? And for all of us, I think family plays such an important role. They give us that kind of trust, that kind of sincerity, and I think they're also the wings beneath our progress. Right? So that's what is for family. And what are friends? I think friends are people, that's our safe space to be vulnerable. I think with friends we can share our vulnerable side. With some of the friends, we can share our vulnerable side and just be ourselves. It's a safe space for all of us. I think we have got many reflections, Vrishti.
Yes, yes. So we have one from Neeta ji. She's saying that in our life we have exams every day. So just take it easy and live happily.
Right?
And the other one is from Rajiv. Each new day is a new experience. If we don't live it, we won't know what we are missing.
Wow, that's really a good take.
Yes. Another one we have from Saiji. She says that problem is we are self-centered, because of which miss to think about other sides and always thinking about our own self.
That is very true, Saiji. And Anjali also I think has a very a point that complements what he said, that acceptance of each other, non-judgmental, in a non-judgmental manner.
Right. Also, we
That's
have
great.
one more from Akshata, speaking on that family are backbone, they are main support system.
Right.
And I think I really completely agree to that, because yes, for me also family is something as a support system and actually home.
Right, it's the a home. And you know what, Rushti, for friends and family, I think both are our homes. One is
Yes,
the
yes,
home which we own, and I think one is the home that we make.
we
Right?
make correct.
So that's really great. That for family and friends. And I've added one more point here for some of our pet lovers. One reason to live life is also for pets, for family, for friends, and for your own pets. And I think having any pet, whether it's a cat, a dog, any other pet, it's like a lasting friendship that you have with a pet. It's that unconditional bond which people say. And I read a quote somewhere that until one has loved an animal, a part of one's soul remains unawakened. And that really made so much sense to me, that, you know, pets make our life really complete and whole sometimes. So we looked at how many reasons to live life. We looked at the first one, which is live to learn and learn to live. Then we looked at involve in relationships, that is I. Then we looked at F, which is for family, for friends, and for your lovely pets. And then we are looking at the E here. And the E here is E stands for engage in self transformation. One of the most pertinent reasons to live this life is to keep working on changing yourself. I think the way I was 1 year back or 2 years back, and the way I am right now, leave about 1 year, but maybe just 3 months back, and the way I'm right now, there's so much change that we all go through. And this engaging in self transformation, it requires a lot of self work and lot of self awareness. And I think this quality of transforming yourself makes life very exciting. You will keep meeting yourself in new light. Every year you will keep meeting yourself differently. Right? Haven't you observed that with yourself, Rushti?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, quite a lot. I am actually thinking about that, and yeah. So yes, I now understand. Okay, so that is, what kind of lets us to meet our new parts each and every day, and it's just, I feel fun in a way.
Yes, it's more like an adventure, right? It's like we are
Yeah.
meeting our new parts. And that's the whole point of our community initiative also. The journey within talks about this self transformation. How can we change our own perspective and become a better version tomorrow? Okay, today we had a lot of anger, maybe we are very bossy, but tomorrow we can change. The next moment is available for us to change ourselves, right? So I think self transformation is also about being ordinary but with an extraordinary sense. Like how you can be ordinary with an extraordinary appeal. Doing the same little things but with your effect, with your touch, right? So, and I think all of you might agree with me and you can share your perspective. The point in time that today, the age that you are in today, just look back at your life and tell me something that haven't you really transformed. Some people just transform 360-degree, and when we meet them after maybe 4 years, we are like, you're not the same person the way you were probably in college, and this is in a good way. Hopefully it needs to be in a good way. So this is what the first life stands for, right? And the next, which I'm going to highlight right now, is. So the acronym that I gave all of you for 15 reasons to live life is calling you. We have completed the life part. The L is live to learn to live. I is involve in relationships. F is for friends, family, and for your pets. E is engage in self transformation. And the is stands here for one of the most important reasons to live life is to experience its dynamism. So the is stands here for is to experience dynamism of life, to experience life's ever changing, ever evolving nature. Life itself shows us that nothing is going to stay with you permanent. And somewhere I read it is a good news also and a bad news also. It's a good news with bad times. They won't stay forever. But it's a bad news with good times because even they won't stay forever.
Right.
So it's like life gives you like a reality check every day that, boss, this is not going to be with you forever. So try to have a balanced outlook. Your darkest times are going to turn into a new sunlight, and the sunlight will turn into a dark night. And this is what we have to keep experiencing, right? So this is also something which came in my mind, that is means one of the reasons to live life is to experience its dynamism. Nothing stays, and life is ever evolving. Every moment is new. Like just at 7:1, Anjali gave a response. At 7:8, Prajakta is giving a response, right? Then Neetaji is giving a response. So everything is so new. Every moment is open for us to learn and to grasp that moment. So we have completed life is. Now just look at calling. What does this word calling signify? Let's look at the C here. C. The C stands for carve your own path. One of the reasons to live life is because we want to carve our own path, our own purpose, and our own meaning. All of us today are thinking about what's my path? What is my purpose to be here? So the C stands for carve your own path, purpose, and meaning. Finding something to live for is very important. We all live, but what are we living for? What is the purpose that you are living for? And it need not be a very, very magnified and a very ambitious purpose. It might be as simple as I'm just living to experience life. I'm just living to give my best. It could be any purpose, but we have to ask ourselves that what am I living for today? What's my path? What's my purpose here? Where am I in my own journey? And if I ask you, Vrishti, what's your purpose to live life? And I would ask this to all our viewers. Can you share with me what's your purpose to live this life? What's your own path?
So I think my purpose to live the life is, to be able to help people. And with that, actually, knowing myself deeper and deeper every day and living through that adventure.
Right. So your purpose is to explore yourself and to help people. And
Yes.
at your lowest phases, this purpose is going to help you. This purpose is going to stand with you. And that's why it's very important to introspect and to think about this, that what's your path, what's your purpose, right? So the C stands for carve your own path, purpose, and meaning. Let's look at the A now. The A stands for abide in the service of humanity. That's what exactly Vrishti said, that I want to serve people, I want to help people. And I think most of us would agree here. One of the strongest reasons to live is to live for others, is to give something back to society, is to give something back to your country, is to give something back to your greater, the world, nature. So the A is abide in service of humanity. What are you doing for others? This question is your uh, everyday's motivation. What am I doing for others today? Right? So it's very important sometimes to lose yourself in working for others. All of us are, interdependent on each other. We haven't achieved anything just by ourselves. Maybe the education that we have got today. I'm very thankful to all my mentors. I take this opportunity to thank all my mentors. That maybe the education, the knowledge that we got today, it's just not your own self effort. So many people have contributed, from your mentor to your guide, to your teachers, to your students. All of them have contributed towards our growth today. And that is the service of humanity, that it's an interdependent, uh, cycle. So we are dependent on each other, and that's why this serving attitude is very, very important. When we do something for others, automatically we are able to rationalize with our own sorrows. Sometimes when I used to visit rehab and I used to meet so many patients or clients, I used to go with my own problems, and when I used to meet them and they used to share their own problems with me, I used to get a reality check that maybe my problems in comparison to what she or he is going through. I used to, kind of rationalize my own problems. So service again helps you to see yourself, to see the power of suffering, and also to help people who are suffering. So one of the strongest reasons to live life is abide in the service of humanity. We are all are connected with each other. So an opportunity to serve, it's important that we do not miss the opportunity. Right? So the C stands for carve your own path or purpose. The A stands for abide in the service of humanity. And I see so many of my colleagues joining this talk today, and I know that they might be from psychology profession, and they are also giving back to the society. Drushti is giving back to society. So many students whom I'm associated with, they are doing such phenomenal work to give back to society. Like my entire other team who are working with me through the webinars, I think they are even studying, but also making time to do this. That's what is pushing you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So let's look at the next one, which is the L. And this is something which will most of us will agree with me, which is lifelong expression of love. Whatever we do is for love alone, right? To love someone else, to love our own self. And basically, most of the things we do is to love our own self also, so that we feel complete. So, lifelong expression of love. So, one of the strongest reasons, again, To live life is to express love, is to express your lifelong love towards others, towards yourself, towards, your parents, towards your guru, towards your God, towards your nature, whatever you call. That's lifelong expression of love. And this is very important today, that we love deeply and sincerely. If we are really loving ourselves, we need to really love deeply and sincerely, and not just love the good parts, because not all of us are only made up of, good or helpful attributes. We also have lot many unhelpful attributes. Sometimes we might be arrogant, sometimes we might be selfish. We also have these attributes. It's very important to accept this, obviously, to work on them, not just accept and just be careless. Definitely to work on them. But one prominent reason, loving yourself and loving others, right? And all these people who are, with me today and talking with us through the chat, don't you think love is what, pushes us sometimes? The love of Lord, the love of mentor, the love of parents, the love of friends, the love of pets, the love of family members. So many times it is love that pushes us to give our best shot. Love for this subject, Vrishti. We all came together because we had love for this subject.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely, I agree that that one factor which is very persistent is for the love, maybe for the subject or people or yourself.
Right? And Rajiv ji says unconditional love. Yes, and it's very hard to practice unconditional love. But I think we should at least try reflecting on what is unconditional love, maybe. So, we talked about calling, we are talking about see, carving your own path, purpose, and meaning, abide in the service of humanity. Then we looked at lifelong expression of love. Anuradha is also saying, yes, it keeps us going, yes, it keeps us moving, right? And the next L is light a candle of inspiration in someone else's heart. To light what? To light a candle of inspiration, to give some inspiration to someone. Again, it need not be very magnified or very significant. A simple, sweet word sometimes can inspire someone. A simple hi, how are you doing, can inspire someone. So, light a candle of inspiration. And in order to do that, tell your story to people. Tell your stories of struggle. Tell your stories of victory. Tell your stories of defeat. Share these stories. And from Ather team, I would like to say we would love to hear your stories of defeat, of victory, of success, whatever, and you can write to us. And we will share your stories, obviously anonymously. But I think we all should talk about our own stories of suffering and victory. Right? So light a candle of inspiration in someone's life.
Yes, ma'am. I think, writing and, putting out our stories can actually help other people who are maybe going through the same thing. And it gives a sense of, you are not alone. We are all together in it.
Right? That's true. So writing definitely helps. And more importantly, once we inspire someone, we also get inspired. Don't you think that? So inspiration is actually very selfish. I'm just joking. Don't take it literally. But when we are trying to inspire someone, we ourselves get more inspired by seeing they have inspired. They have got inspired through our maybe a simple word. And a simple word can change someone's entire life. A simple word from a teacher made someone believe in his or her capabilities, and they just rose. They just surpass, or they, we say, right, they worked on their own weaknesses and they reached great heights. So do not underestimate the this candle of inspiration. Light this candle of inspiration first in your heart and then in someone else's. Yes, set an
Ma'am, you have,
example,
yeah. And also, Sanika is saying, stories is what makes us human.
right? And with stories, we grow, which stories we learn, which stories we empathize with each other, right? So two L's. One L is lifelong expression of love. Another L is light a candle of inspiration, first in your heart and then in someone else's. The next is I. The I stands for invoke your full potential. And more than that, if you have to invoke your full potential, you know where you need to go? Invoke the beauty of art, music, and literature. So actually, this I is for invoke the beauty of art, literature, and music. This is the most common reasons to live life also. We seek refuge in literature so many times. Great literature, great poets, great inspirational poets we have. Art, music, it could be painting, it could be films, art. It could be a sculpture and music. Music is what connects us. And I read somewhere some quote that there is no friend as loyal as a book. And it is
Yeah.
so true. Sometimes when we are low, we just open our book and we seek refuge in that book. And I would like to really share one of my most inspirational personalities is Rabindranath Tagore. The poems, Gitanjali, and the poems, they are like so inspirational. Whenever I have hit lows, I've really, read some of his poems. And I would like to tell you something. I would like to I like to share one quote. Can I do that?
Yes, ma'am. I think you should.
So one of the important, collected poems of Rabindranath Ji Tagore is, "Let me not pray to be sheltered from dangers, but to be fearless in facing them. Let me not beg for the stilling of my pain, but for the heart to conquer it." And his writings are so inspirational, right? So you can find your own literature that you can seek refuge in. Music that lights up your heart, ignites something within, and obviously art, the beauty of art. And when I talk about art, the next N is very important. Greatest artwork is the nature itself. So the N is nurture yourself with the wisdom of nature. This is one of the reasons to live life, that nurture yourself, nourish yourself with what? With the wisdom of nature. Nature teaches us everything. It teaches us patience, it teaches us service, it teaches us empathy, it teaches us love, it teaches us sensitivity, it teaches us endurance. Look at the mountains, they have stood all the storms. Look at the rivers who are just giving, right? So, nurture the wisdom of nature. Nurture yourself with the wisdom of nature. And I remember one of the quotes here, that nature's secret is patience. And one more quote which is very, 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 what you say, just makes me very, I don't even have any words to say this, but I'll just say the quote. It is, "I find solace in the forest, where a tree remains a tree. A tree just remains itself. Look at the trees. They just give us so many things. It remains its own self. It gives others shade, it gives others the fruits, it remains steady in its nature, and it's just helping." What do you think about this, Vrishti?
Yeah, I think, like, it is just giving, but just that being there and being just that is, I think, beautiful.
Right, and you know why I like this quote, that "I find solace in the forest, where a tree remains a tree." People can change, our times can change. Today I might be at the top, tomorrow I might be at the bottom. One someone might stay with me, the other person, that same person might just leave me. People, situations will keep changing, but a tree, it's always there to support you. Generations it has served. So nurture yourself with the wisdom of nature. And the G, we are ending the calling part here. The G here is, go for your goals. Go for them. Go for your goals. Go for your ambitions. Go for your dream projects. Go for your career. Go for all that you want to achieve. Go for it, like give yourself totally to it. So the G here is go for your goals, ambitions, dream projects, dreams. And I think that also pushes us to live, to keep going through toughest times, because we see something, we have some goal in our eyes. So here is, we have completed almost most of the acronym and the skills here. Sorry, the reasons to live life is your life is calling. We looked at, sorry, life is calling
Like,
you. We looked at life, we looked at is, and we looked at calling. Now let's look at the word you. You. And this word is one word only you have to take. So this you signifies three things. So the you stands here for three things. First is you think for yourself that what's your reason to live, and explore it and live by it. So today everyone, all of us, after this talk ends, go to your room and think for your own self that what is your purpose, your reason to live life. Find that. So the first you signifies, it is you who have to think and explore and live by it, come to live by it. The second aspect in the you is empty space. Means what? Empty space means that everything cannot be discussed here. I cannot, we haven't, science has not discovered everything. This is an empty space for us to keep exploring, because if I say I know it all, there is again, there is, that's why I've given under you there are three. First is some net connectivity, right,
yeah,
Rushti?
yes, ma'am. I think you should repeat
But
the
I,
last two sentences.
yeah. So I was talking about the you part here, where there are three factors. The first is you think for yourself. What is your reason to live life? The second is an empty space. Means what? Whatever is empty, there is possibility to be something more. So definitely science has not discovered everything. Something is beyond reason. At least I think that there are many things beyond our reason and logic. That's why I've kept this space empty. Maybe we'll have to connect with the supreme power or creator and think. Whoever believes in God, for them God, but for others nature or intelligence. So the empty space is second aspect of you. And the third is you. The reason to live your life is you, your own self. You have to live life for your own self. And I on purposely am ending with this point, because this is the most important point. That your most important reason to live this life is your own self. Live for your own self. In order to know yourself, in order to transform yourself, in order to understand yourself, in order to start loving yourself. So, the most important and significant reason to live this life is you. Life is your artwork. You need to sculpt it, you need to design your own artwork here. Right? And when I say you, I'm also saying that today you are alive. We all are breathing today. Here is a chance all of us have to change, to begin something new, to end some struggles, to forgive, to forget, and to keep moving. So, in the you, again, there are three important factors I'll just repeat. First is you think for yourself what is your reason to live this life. Second, some things are unknown yet, empty space. There is a possibility beyond reason. We need to probably understand it. And the third part is living. The reason to live your life is first your own self. Only if you can first live for yourself, tomorrow you can start living for others in a more effective way. Here I present to all of you on this very important day, World Suicide Prevention Day, 10th of September, 15 reasons to live life in an acronym. Life is calling you. So if our viewers, if you guys have any questions for me, if you found this session helpful, you
Ma'am,
can definitely.
we already have two comments from Gayatri ji. She says it's very informative, and Hemali ji, she says very nice explanation, Asira ji and Vrishti.
Yes, thank you so much, Gayatri ji and Hemali ji. And all our viewers today, we had 30 to 32 viewers. We are happy that you all took your time and you guys joined us today for this session, though this being a weekday. And you made time for all of us. I'm really thankful for this. And if you have any insights for us, any improvements that we can do, any feedback for us, definitely do write to us, or you can also right now, uh, put your inputs or comments. I'm really thankful to all of you for joining this session. I had fun. And Vrushti, you have been great. I would like to tell you something about Vrushti, that she is so sincere with her work, also with her study of psychology. We met in Vivekanand. I used to teach her. Now, sadly, I don't get to teach them this class. But I think her efforts and the sincerity with which she dedicates her time, I think it's very commendable. And Vrushti, I'm happy to have you today for this session.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And I think this opportunity is given by you, and I'm really grateful to be a part of Atha. And I would like to mention that, I think you're doing a wonderful work, and you are seriously an inspirational mentor to us. Thank you so much, ma'am.
I don't think if I deserve all this, but definitely I have a great team today. All the other team members, they are watching this session and they're probably going to write their inputs later to us. But my entire team here, which is Sanika Ekbote, we have Manali Kulkarni, we have Prajakta Vanshampan, we have Madhura Damle, we have Ishwari Bhogan, we have Shreya Haran and Vrishti Shah. So this is like seven of them. It's a great team to work with. Lot of inspiration.
I think, ma'am, we have some comments over here. So Swati ji says that beautiful session and insights. Then there is one
Thank
from
you.
Nita ji. She says, I learned so many things from you both. Then there is Jenil. Thank you so much for such a wonderful session. And many more. Rajiv ji says that thanks, ma'am, for very precious and informative session on Suicide Prevention Day. There is one from Sheetal. She says, in your young age, you people are so much matured. And there is Akshata. She says, an amazing explanation, truly inspired everyone. Thank you so much. And one more from Varsha. It was wonderful session.
Like, I think these are very kind comments from all these viewers. Thank you. I think we should keep doing such work, and we are pleased to have all of you today for this session. Again, let us all build a community which talks about mental health, which talks about inspiring each other and being with each other through the best days of life and also through the worst days. Okay.
I think, ma'am, we can take this moment and actually talk about our next webinar, which is going to be uh, on World Alzheimer's Day. That is on 21st of September and 20th of September. I'm so sorry. And it is going to be, the session speaker is going to be Asira ma'am, and it is going to be at 5 p.m.
Right. Actually, the World Alzheimer's Day is on 21st of September, which is a Monday. But we have our webinar scheduled on 20th September, which is a Sunday, right? For all our viewers to join, because Sunday is easier to stay connected. So Sunday, which is 20th September, 5 p.m. And the topic is caring for individuals with Alzheimer's, because obviously 21st is the World Alzheimer's Day. So we are going to look at giving you a toolkit which will help you to care for individuals with Alzheimer's. So, any one of you who are interested to join this webinar, they can definitely connect with us through this Atha page. And please spread the word to all. And I think this it's time to end this session. So thank you all of you for being here. Thank you, Vrishti, the entire Ratha team. Thank you so much to come for to come and grace this session.
Thank you so much, ma'am, to actually bring this community initiative. And thank you to all our viewers who joined us today.
Yes, take care. Have a great day ahead.